All right, good morning, everybody. Today's Coffee and Questions, what are we going to talk about? Well, we're going to talk about how to create bases for moving heavy equipment, like around your shop. Sometimes, like in mine, I'm working out of a garage. I don't have an actual shop. I have to make sure that everything is mobile, which means it has to have wheels, because I have to be able to move it from one section of the garage to another, or just pull it outside so that I can open up the shop and have a lot more space to work in without bumping into everything. I should throw up a picture of the inside of my garage. I've got too many tools, probably. Let's put it like that. So everything I try to do, I try to keep mobile. In doing that, it's not like you can just run out and buy these mobile dollies and things like that. Sometimes they're really not made out of good quality steel, and they're not really fabricated very well. So what I did is I searched around on the web, and I really came across a picture that this guy did an outstanding job on. Didn't say who did it or anything like that, but I want to throw up the picture. Let's have a discussion of it. It's your quick tip of the day. It could be something you want to make for yourself at home. Maybe you have, a table saw. Maybe you have a big bandsaw like I do. I have a large Davis & Wells. It was built in the mid to late 30s by a company. Anyway, it's cast iron. It's super heavy. It pretty much stays wherever I put it, right? Because it's so heavy. It would be nice to have a base for it. I came across one. I am going to end up making one of these. Let me throw up a picture. Let's get right after it. Here we go. Okay, here's a picture of a base that this guy made. I was really impressed by this. I mean, I thought that this is a great way to do this. I didn't want to stretch this picture or explode it more than what you see because it becomes too distorted. So you'll see a little bit of, the opening, the introductory screen over here to the right. But like I said, I didn't want to explode it. It gets way too distorted. But let's take a look at the stand for a second. Okay, so what I'm going to theorize. Like I said, let's dissect the project. Let's see, is this really that difficult to make? I don't think it is, and I'm going to make one. Like I said, I've got that Davis & Wells bandsaw. It's a very heavy piece of equipment, but you can adapt this same design to pretty much anything in your shop, or you could just put a wood base down there and use it for heavy projects that you're working on. Tweak it to your liking, like I always say. But let's take a look at this. Let's tear this apart. He used angle iron. I'm going to theorize to build a frame, just a big square frame. And he probably has got a support piece going across the middle under that bandsaw. That's what that big piece of machinery is. It's a bandsaw. It's heavy, just like mine. And I thought, okay, this is pretty cool how he did this. He used plate steel. You can see over here in the front where the wheels are attached. So he used plate steel for that top piece and for the vertical piece, and then he welded on to that angle iron, and then he put these diagonal brackets. They're called gussets. You'll hear people in videos a lot of times talk about gussets. They're talking about these additional diagonal support pieces. Now let's go back to the ones in the front, and on the inside you see he's got gussets too. And this is probably a good 1/8 inch thick plate steel that he's used to make these 4 bases, let's call them, for the wheels that he's attached. Very simply, he then attached wheels. You can see where the 4 bolt holes are, and he created this platform. Then, of course, he probably had to bribe his buddies with a 6-pack of beer or something to come over and help him actually put the machine up and onto this this dolly type platform. This is a quick and easy project, I think. I mean, I just took a look, started going through the motions of, hey, how did he build this? He did a great job on this, and I think that the support is incredible the way that he did it. The one thing I would caution you about, and you want to put some thought into, and you don't want to skimp on this, are the wheels. I like using those, I think they're polyurethane or poly whatever kind of wheels, but I use very good quality wheels, and you want to know how many pounds these can handle per wheel. Then I always go into overkill. I always go way beyond. Let's say you find wheels out at Harbor Freight and they're good for 125 pounds or something. Wouldn't be my choice. I want the wheels nice and fat and wide. I want them to be able to handle a significant amount of weight. Even if I buy them off Amazon or somewhere else, that's fine. There are plenty of good places. Home Depot sells them, Lowe's sells them. But I do a web search usually, and I'll find a place that usually specializes in these kind of casters. That's what they're called. They're called casters. So, bat wide tires, good material, good wheels, because you don't want problems after you have this heavy piece of equipment sitting on it. With this, you can push this thing around your shop with one hand or two hands, depending on how bulky it is. You can move it all, all the way to the back and in the corner, create a lot of room, bring it out, hook it up. It's a great project. I don't know what else to say. I mean, if you've got a use for it, or if you like the design to some degree, tweak it to your own specifications. Okay, questions and answers real quick here. How did I weld it? I would use it when I go to do this. I'm going to use my MIG welder. You can get away, if your question is asking me like what kind of wire, you can get away with 023, 025. Something like this, I have a spool of 030. I would use 030 on this. Talking about a much thicker steel, so 030 I think would be your best selection here. I would use good thick angle iron. I mean, 1/8 inch thick, whatever. Like I always say, I go out to the steel supplier, I ask them where their scrap pile is, they show it to me. I go out and root through it, but for something like this, like around 1/8 inch or so, is what I would use, or I would look for. The gussets, same thing. I would build this thing very stout because you're talking about a very heavy piece of machinery that's going to sit on it. And I can't emphasize enough, you want good quality casters, wheels. You don't have to necessarily have the locking part of them, where you step down and lock it on all four corners. You get away with a couple of corners. You put the self-locking wheel or the wheels on there that lock. Just step down on them, but I buy good quality ones. They are not going to be cheap, but this is a place where I don't skimp, okay, is on those casters. Anyway, next question. Why am I favoring those polyurethane kind of wheels over the other ones that have like, the hard rubber, blah, blah, blah? Well, they glide across the concrete floor easier. My shop is concrete. They're just a lot smoother. I don't know how to explain it. It's my preference, I guess. There's nothing wrong with the other ones. If you want to buy them and you find them cheaper, that's fine. They'll still work. I just prefer the other ones. It's just my preference. They just glide across the floor easier. That's all. Okay, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of other questions. If you have anything else you want to know, drop me a comment. I will always try to respond to you as quick as I can. I hope you click subscribe. I hope I gave you some idea. All you got to do is get out there and start making it. Even if you don't have enough steel, get out there and start making it, set it to the side, work on it in a few days, work on it next week. It doesn't matter. The big thing is on a lot of these projects from talking to people is getting people to get out there and actually start doing it and stop daydreaming about it. If this is something that you need, that you like, get out there and start it. When you start running errands, stop by, pick up your nuts and bolts. You're running other errands, stop by and pick up the casters. You're out near the steel supply yard in about next week, a few days, you pick up the rest of the steel, whatever you got to do. And you just chip away at it. And there's no rush. You want to have fun. You want to make it to your own design. Okay, Home Handyman, I'm going to let you go. It wasn't meant to be a long video. It's just another quick tip. I hope you keep following. Thank you very much, folks. Have a good day. Bye-bye.